Final match that we have to talk about for this pay-per-view, WWE Championship between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. The title was vacated going into this, and we were guaranteed that we were going to get a champion, which we did. Randy Orton comes out with the title, mostly because Shawn Michaels gives a super kick to Daniel Bryan, which we find out afterward. It was because he hurt his friend. Boo. The thing I didn't like about this wasn't necessarily that Daniel Bryan didn't come out on top, because I didn't expect him to, and I actually think it would have been a mistake if he would have done that, because then it would have just kind of been all for nothing. They should have just gone with it back at the first pay-per-view that he won it back, and then that would have kind of accomplished the same thing. The problem that I did have with it, though, was we all knew HBK had to come into play somewhere, and the big explanation for it is that Daniel Bryan hurt his friend, so he's going to super kick him and do that. Like, to me, that's a really weak finish to that. I don't know if they had other ideas and they just went with that instead, or if they never thought of something and they figured they would think of it on the day itself. But very weak execution when it comes to that, and it's a shame. I think that they could have done a lot better. The match quality, not as much of a letdown as it could have been, but I expected it to be a little bit better. So that was a little bit of a disappointment. Not horrible, not as bad as Battleground, but that's what you're gonna get. Miguel, what did you think about Randy Orton coming away with the title?
This did not need to be in a cell. Nothing about this matchup felt like a finality to it. There was nothing about this that made it seem like the end of a blood feud or end of a program. It just, to me, just kind of ended. Orton's got the belt now. Bryan's been written off. It's so lackluster. It's unfortunate because I think considering how hot this whole feud started, it I don't know if you could say it's the end of it, but the turning point on this really just doesn't live up to it. And in terms of the match, it's like I said, it didn't need to be in a cell. It happened to be just a Randy Orton Daniel Bryan match that just happened to take place in a cell. As far as the HBK as far as the HBK involvement, I don't like it because I think the justification's really weak because I get why they did it. They didn't want him to go full on heel. They needed some type of like wishy washy justification for him to get involved and cost Bryan the title, because if Orton just beat Bryan, it would have killed Bryan. So it's a contrivance, but I'm okay with it. I don't like it, but it got us to the next chapter.
Wago?
The match was so-so. I wasn't overly impressed by it, and in fact, I just didn't enjoy the general booking of this match. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm confused. Are they turning Shawn heel, or are they just making tensions high between him and Daniel Bryan, but keeping him face? I'm just overall confused about this match. If it's that they're just gonna eventually lead to a HBK versus Triple H thing, I felt they should have just had somewhat of a distraction from Triple H, and Shawn ended up super kicking, missing someone, and hitting D-Bry. But I really don't understand what the whole logic is behind this. I guess I'm gonna have to wait a few weeks to understand where this is all going. So I really can't give
I
a judgment call on if it was right or wrong so far. But the match, as judging it on match basis alone, I wasn't overly impressed. It wasn't horrible though. They fucking botched the suplex chair spot. Like Daniel Bryan barely hit any of the fucking chairs. So that was like their one big spot in the match, and they blew it. So yeah, it was poor delivery on what it should have been. So, not overly happy with it.
Peyton?
This was unfortunately one of the weaker matches of this extended feud, which has been filled with a lot of excellent matches. Actually, both these guys are awesome. No point to being a Hell in a Cell match other than to serve as just a wall between Triple H and Shawn Michaels when they were staring at each other face to face. I actually kind of like the ending. I thought it was a nice little twist. I thought it was a good way of getting Shawn Michaels to have done the kick at the end without it just being, fuck you, I screwed you because I wanted in with Triple H. There was actually this reasoning behind Triple H overstepped his boundaries once again, and Daniel Bryan reacted, and Shawn Michaels just stuck up for his friend. It makes sense. It's wrestling.
Burhan.
I have to go on the other side of the fence on this. I didn't think that Shawn gave us more of enough of an explanation for it. It was kind of him saying, "Yeah, I did it," and then have him get all snarky with Bryan, and then Bryan ended up like, taking care of Shawn, so he's out of it. In terms of the quality of the match itself, well, it wasn't that great. Bryan did a great job. Orton, I just don't really see him as that huge main event guy, in a sense. He does it. He's got his main event thing going on. He's now the WWE champion, but that's it. He's not. He's never gonna be anything more than what he is. I think this is probably going to be his final reign at the top.
I definitely agree with Burhan on that. It seems like every time they establish a new star, like a CM Punk or a Daniel Bryan, he seems to drop on the totem pole. It used to be him, Cena, Batista. Batista left. CM Punk came in. Then it was Cena, Punk, Orton, and now he seems to be below Daniel Bryan. Definitely agree with Burhan.
That's the issue, though, and they keep shoving him down everyone's throats. That's the problem. He doesn't seem like the guy you really want to see in that top of the title picture, or the top of the title pole anymore. Yeah, he's had 5-star matches, he's had amazing quality, but he just seemed to. I would if I could compare him to anyone, I probably would have compared him to Punk, in a sense where he just has an on mode. He'll go in, he'll do the match, that's it, it's done.
He's almost the Triple H of our generation, where he's the guy that wrestles, the guy that makes money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And and a lot of the quality matches that haven't gone on as well as they should have done, a lot of it's due to screwjob finishes. I was hoping they didn't have some stupid screwjob finish with this, and they did. It left a sour taste in my mouth. I understood the reason behind it. I knew why they were going to go with it. But I really wish that they had some other way of doing it. You could have easily had Shawn do something like he did with The Undertaker and Brett, where say that Triple H comes in, Triple H is getting all pissy about it, or Orton shoves Shawn, Shawn ends up super kicking Bryan by accident, 1, 2, 3, and then apologizing to him. The way they went about it, it left the match being the same as what's been going on with the storyline, but it's also made Shawn Michaels look like an idiot. Where he was this guy who would do things his way. He would never do things anybody else's way, and all this bullshit about Triple H as my friend and all that malarkey, I don't agree with it. I think there could have been more fleshed out from that story. There could have been more done. Its whole feud, the end of it, reason why it's ended the way that it has, it just seemed so overworked, so abrupt, and who's actually come out the successor of this feud? None of them. Orton doesn't look great from it. Bryan, he's still the guy with a huge amount of face heat on him. He should be that guy who ended up with the WWE Championship. That should have been the story here, and it should have followed through with the establishment, or whatever they want to call them, basically trying to take the title off of Bryan. But they didn't do that. They went another route. So there's no one I could say about it. I wasn't happy with it, and I felt like the WWE could have done a lot better. I've expected better.
Well, that wraps us up for Hell in a Cell, other than when we talk about all of our points that we got, and I'm going to switch that over to Peyton. So give us a little rundown of what happened with the Fantasy League, that the points and all that other kind of stuff.
Well, Hell in a Cell was a unique event for the turnout on our points. Currently, I'll give you the total scores that we have. In first place, still reigning supreme, is the team now captained by Mr. Drew White, sitting pretty with 885 points. Coming up behind, we have Tony Mango in second place with 645 points. In third place, Mr. Michael Burhan with 530. Myself in fourth with 425. In fifth place, Mr. Braden Mayhew with 210. Sixth, the red team, captained by Mr. Steven Huego, 170 points. And in last place, Mr. Miguel Leah, not too far behind, though, with 115.
Boo.
I'm reviving Team Stoner.
Are you saying boo or boo earns?
I'm saying words.
So with the closing of another pay-per-view, that comes to the end of a session as well. So everything starts anew. We go into a new thing that has 0 points at the beginning, and in the end, all the points come to a total, of course. But the significant thing is that it resets in who gets to sub someone out on their team. So what I'd like to do is go through everybody and just see if there's any substitutions we got to put out there. Miguel, you are currently last place, so you have first pick. Is there anybody you would like to substitute?
Give me a second. Let me check the.
You don't really got time to do that, man. Give me somebody.
You ain't really got time for that.
Let me see.
Got all week to look up things like that.
Clearly, you want El Torito.
You know what? Screw it, because they haven't won anything in a long time. Sub out Cesaro and Ryback for Los Matadores.
Well, you only get one.
Oh. Sub out Ryback for Fernando.
Okay. Wago?
Overlooking my team, the only one I'm tempted to do is either Sheamus or Wade Barrett. I want to keep Sheamus because I think he's going to be hot when he comes back.
Well, you got to announce the one that you did, too. You have to
Oh.
announce the one that you did.
Who did I swap out again? I think I got goal.
Oh, my
No, I
goodness
totally
gracious.
forgot. I didn't know he's doing this on this show. I'm never here.
Oh, my God. You substituted Luke Harper for Santino Marella.
I substituted Luke Harper for Santino Marella.
All right. Fucking
Yeah.
Christ. All right. Braden's not here. I will be subbing out Bo Dallas for Diego, the other member of Los Matadores. Mr. Burhan.
I'm keeping mine. I'm going in this for the long haul.
Tony?
Give me a minute. I want to trade 5 people for other people at the same time. No, I'm just kidding.
He also wanted Los Matadores.
No, for now, I'm going to keep mine the same because I can't think of anybody else better to put in any slot.
All right. Drew's not here. Miguel, if you would like to do a second sub, you can now.
You already took the other guy though. Do you want to trade me Diego for Antonio Cesaro?
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to take advantage of that. He might be getting that little bit of a push.
Got the big
No.
swing going.
That's going to get old fast.
Figure he's
Swing
got a
when you're
big
winning.
All right. I guess I'll hold on to what I've got for now.
Steven, anything else you want to do?
Nah, I'm good. I mean, Wade Barrett's tempted to get rid of, but I don't know who I'd replace for him unless you guys got any suggestions.
Nope. So that brings it back to me. I am going to sub out Eric Rowan for Luke Harper.
Why that?
To be a dick.
No, I actually think Luke Harper is the guy with potential out of the whole team, and that's including Bray Wyatt. I think Luke Harper's got the biggest future out of that trio. So I am happy to welcome Luke Harper to the team. Fuck Eric.
They have a future.
Luke Harper does.
All right.
So yeah, that's it. I think we've done our rounds. I don't think since you and Burhan didn't have anybody you wanted to sub, that concludes us for this week.
I don't know. Maybe I want to get that Eric Rowan to get all those points here.
Maybe you want to sub like CM Punk for Eric Rowan and then like
Yeah,
Daniel Bryan for Ryback.
Oh, you're beating me to it. No, I'm good. And if Burhan's good, then we might as well just kind of cap that off. Which brings us to the last thing we need to take care of as far as business, and that's the plugs. What's the first plug? As always, you know what it is by now. Sign Me Up initiative. Bring a Smark Out Moment sign to any kind of wrestling event, whether it's a WWE pay-per-view or a taping of a TV show or Ring of Honor or something or other. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. You do what Awesome Piano Man did, where he brought it to Monday Night Raw, or you can take it to anything else that you can think of. And if you send a picture or video of it to me, I will put it up on the next episode and on the website itself. Remember, guys, that when we have that not next week, I shouldn't say, November 15th, we have that live edition of Smack Talk coming. So send in your questions for the monthly mailbag because we'll be taking care of that right then, and taking your calls live so you can call in and tell us whatever you think is going on in wrestling in your mind or anything else. We'll just have fun bullshitting around. Remember to subscribe to everything when it's a Mango Tree related, all the stuff from Fanboys Anonymous, Out on Limbs, the Bleacher Report shit, so on and so forth. You know it all from me by now, so I don't need to really drag that on any further. But I'm going to pass this over to Burhan.
www.nerdgenius.com for everything nerdy, of course. And if you want to go to another place where it's full of fandom and nerds and geeks alike, go to fanboysanonymous.com. I've got an article up there on the IP Expo. And you can also check out I Got Gameplay every Saturday, 8 p.m. on Mega Powers Radio. Otaku Nation once a month, 8 p.m. monthly Sunday on Mega Powers Radio as well. So yeah, check those out, guys. And also remember, I have a company as well called Enigma Entertainment, where we've got a portable studio going around and loads of film productions and TV shows and stuff going on. So stay tuned to that as well. And you can like us on Facebook now with facebook.com/Enigma Entertainment. ENIGMAR.
Stephen Wago.
Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can tune into Unanimous Decision MMA over on Dream Elite. Just type in blogtalkradio.com/Dream Elite, and you can tune in to listen to myself, Brendan Legan, sometimes the powerful Clint Davis, and we'll be talking about all the MMA goodness going on.
Miguel Leon.
Fanboysanonymous.com. Check out 90s Kid Presents. Still working on that part 2 of that top 16 greatest games of the late 90s. Don't know when I'm going to get that out. I'm also working on scripts for This Job for Hire, which is Burhan's TV series, internet series on YouTube. So check that
Jericho
out.
stole it.
Yeah, we're coming for you, Jericho. But just check that out. Check out This Job for Hire. Check out fanboysanonymous.com. Check out my articles. That's pretty much it.
And Mr. Payton.
I am the president of operations over at Mega Powers Radio, so please support all the excellent shows that we got going on there by checking out megapowersradio.com. Subscribe to us on youtube.com/megapowersradio, where you'll see all of our latest shows posting up on there. Most of our shows are also archived on fanboysanonymous.com, so you can find that. And also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/megapowersradio. Also check out the newly focused keepingkayfabe.com, where I've just took on a few writers. And now we're going to be doing a bunch of articles based on historic wrestling figures and things of the like. So I don't mean like action figures. I mean like people.
that one historic time where you had that match we were playing when you were a little kid.
Yeah, and Vader jumped off of the top shelf in my bedroom all the way down onto Yokozuna, who was positioned inside a pile of teddy bears.
And then his head fell off.
That infamous teddy bear match. I remember that.
Yeah, check out all of that and all my other fine matches at youtube.com. Yeah, I'm done. Good night, everybody.
All right. Thanks again to everybody who did the show tonight, everybody who was listening, of course. Coming up next week, I don't know what our special feature is going to be, so if you have any suggestions of what you might want to see, go ahead and leave a comment, and maybe you will pick one of them. I don't know. Maybe we'll just end up doing another random Superstar Scores, Buff Bagwell, or something like that, for all we know.
Billy Corgan buying TNA. That's what we're going to talk about.
So that'll do us in for episode 100. This has been another Smark Out moment, and we're being counted out. Adios, everybody.
5, 2, yeah!
I've known you all my life, before you were closing shows. I can't believe it's time for you to go. Tell me a lie and say that you won't outro. Open your eyes and please don't close this show. I can't believe that it wasn't yesterday. TNA's gonna go away. Never say outro. Thank you. I'm here all night.